Hey guys, I don't have a lot of time today, but I'm gonna try to switch up how the code is structured. So what our program is doing right now is generating a new set of these nodes every time I hit generate, which are kind of like this, inspired by these HUD symbols. I like this one. And it's for this program over here, which I've added a little more functionality to recently, although I need to change these icons because they're a bit too busy for little icons. And I did get this working. If you watched last time, it wasn't working quite as expected, but now it is. So if I go down here, there's space, and I'm trying to check my spelling on a programming, so you'll see that I can scroll up and down and type wherever I'd like to type. That's interesting. I don't think it was doing that before. Maybe it's because I've switched browsers. So at one point we can put the program in here. I'd like to use it a little bit more, just to see what's convenient and inconvenient about using it. I think I already have an idea, but I'll be my first tester. So what we want is for those HUD elements to be these circles. And whenever I click one of these circles, I want them to do some kind of animation. And I don't want them to be bouncing around, so we talked about it at the end of last time, like if I'm doing a draw function. I mean, right now I've only got this generate function to generate these, so I could set an interval to draw these. I don't know, I have 10, that's way too fast, so maybe let's say 50. So every 50 milliseconds it's going to generate, and right now it's just going like this, and that's not going to work. And that's going to look crazy on this program. So what we're going to want to do is to store the information about what these look like, because we are going to want to run some kind of draw loop so that we can animate, but we don't want everything to just be redrawn every time. I think the best way to do that will be to use old school object-oriented programming. So what I want to do is take all the elements and break them out into objects. That way we can separate the data and the draw functions. So I don't do a lot of object-oriented programming with JavaScript. I try to stick to functional programming as much as I can, but I don't know, for some reason in this case it just seems like object-oriented programming is the way to go to me. So I was looking up how to do a constructor, because it's been a while, and it looks like you do it with a function, because, yeah, that's weird. But we'll do it. So let's see, a function. And these are going to be capitalized, I think is the convention, because this is a constructor. So we'll go with a circuit, and this is going to get passed an x, a y, and a radius. Let's say in the case you just define it like a function, and then we're going to have this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y, this dot r equals r, and then we're going to need like this dot draw equals a function, and that's where we're going to draw, define how we draw our circle elements. So that's eventually going to replace this circle. For now, we'll just leave them. We're setting it up. So we're going to do function arc elt. And what data do we need? So this is drawing an arc. We're not going to store that. And the x and y. It doesn't look like we need to store the x and y in any of these, actually. Yeah, so let's see for the circle element. That's the circle that's in the center. If the center is going to be black, because remember sometimes it's white, you just leave a space. But really, I guess we just need to store the radius. And then we'll pass in whatever we need to into this draw function. So in the draw function, we're going to want x, y, and radius. And then the arc element, so function arc, and then we need anything. Maybe a width. Yeah, we're going to want to store the width, so we need a width. And I guess we'll need to store a radius, so r and w. So we'll have this dot r equals r, this dot w equals w, this dot s angle, that's the start angle, equals, and then that's just arc random, and this dot end angle will equal arc random. So we'll store those into variables when this is created, and then we'll have a draw function. This dot draw equals a function. And so for that, we're going to need the x, the y, the radius, and the width. And really, it should just be this. Right? So we just want to draw an arc. Actually, we don't need to pass in the radius and the width. That should be defined by this. So this dot r, this dot w, this dot start angle, and this dot end angle. So same thing for the circle. We're just going to draw a circle. So yeah, we don't need the radius. That's going to be kind of encoded in the circle element, so we'll need this dot x. We're passing in x and y, you can put it wherever you want, but we'll need this dot r. So let's see, so that takes care of the circle element and the arc element. A blank element. So this is going to be kind of funny, but you don't need an x and a y. R is keeping track of the current radius, right? I don't think we need that. We probably just need, you know what, so here even we probably don't need to keep track of, because that's keeping track of the current radius, which will be something that will be done in the HUD element itself. The circle will need to keep track of a radius. No, we probably will need it. Okay. But as for the blank element, I don't think we're gonna need it. But let's go ahead and do it. This dot r equals r, this dot w equals w, and this dot draw equals function, and I guess it can just return r plus w. I may not even do anything. I believe it like that, so I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. I guess, and I need to redefine it. I'm not going to store what it was before. This one's pretty simple. Function blank element. This should be arc out. Blank out. Okay, and then we need a function spokes out. So it looks like we need R1 and R2. So we're going to have this dot R1 equals R1, this dot R2 equals R2, this dot spokes equals 1 plus 3 times math.random, this dot rotation equals arc random, this dot numSpokes should equal 1 plus 12 times math.random, this dot angle. I don't think we need to compute that, that'll just be computed from, the number of spokes. So this dot draw equals function okay. And we're going to have let angle increment equal 2 times math.pi over the number of spokes. Right, so that's just defined by this number of spokes. Doesn't I need to store that? Maybe for performance issues, I actually don't know. Let theta equals 0, and then 4, let I equals 0, I is less than this dot numSpokes, I plus plus. Theta equals I times angle plus this dot rotation okay. Let x0 equal r1 times math dot cosine theta. Let x y0 equal, should probably be this dot r1 times math dot sine theta. So like I said, I don't do object-oriented programming very much in JavaScript, so maybe somebody can let me know whether it's more efficient to store the variable in a little bit of memory or to compute it each time this thing is drawn. It's probably more efficient just to store it. Since we're probably going to be running the draw function a lot, and storing all numbers not very costly, but I'm going to do it like this for now. And, so x1, y1 are going to be at radius 2, and then we just want a line. And I'm not sure if I have to use the this keyword in the function every time I'm referring to one of these variables. Probably not. So I probably have a bunch of extra thises all over the place. You know what, I can try it with spoke width. Try not using the this keyword. And I'm going to put test. So if it doesn't work, I can just do a control F and search for a test. And come back and add the this keyword. Okay, so let's make sure that this works. Shouldn't be doing anything really, but It's always good to make sure I don't have any problems at this point. Generate. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so I got rid of the blank element. That's having issues. That's okay. I don't think I want to do the scale anymore. I can comment it for now. That won't even draw for me. Okay. Maybe I should go ahead and do it. So it's const blank elt. I think I passed an x, y, r, and w. I just said return r plus w. Okay, now then we want to create a HUD element. Oh, I have the comment here that this is the generate function, but let's see, it's a HUD element. And so we're going to have a function HUD elt, taking just xy, this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y. And then I guess we'll do this dot generate as a function. And then this dot draw is a function, and we'll have this dot that is going to just be a list or an array. Okay. So in fact, right now, just go ahead and do this. You know what? This is where that program that I'm making would actually come in pretty nice. Maybe we should start moving over to this actually. So let's load this. Okay, so last time I stopped down here because I was having issues with the HUD element getting too big. Now that shouldn't be an issue anymore. I guess I should make sure that I have everything in it, so it ends with while CR is less than 30 and it runs this loop. So is that what it's doing here at the bottom? While CR is less than 30 and it runs a loop. Okay. And then we want to generate this. Generate the HUD elements. Oops. Okay. Oh no, it's having errors again. This is kind of frustrating. I think it's something to do with the copy paste now. Thankfully we don't have too much here, so CTX clear rect 0, 0, canvas.width, canvas.height. And then we just want to do HUD elt at 50/50, HUD elt at 150/50, HUD elt at 90/100. Yeah, we should probably do the scale stuff in here. I need to move to the other browser because this is going to be annoying when it's spell checking everything. CTX scale 2.2. Probably need to figure out how to turn that off. In general, CTX scale 0.5, 0.5, and we don't really need this to draw. That was just an example. So we got that. I turn off the edge content. And then, so right now I'm in Edge, and before I was in Chrome. And this is just going to close the program. And I should set a minimum height here. Oh yeah, that's throwing it off. Okay, I think it's all back to normal. Okay, and as far as closing the program goes, I'm not going to be editing that. Probably none of this will be editing in just a minute. Let's go ahead and save this. Here I'm going to take all of this and just put it over in this other document. And now then, what I should be able to do is, I got to get to the top of this thing. So I refresh, which just gives me the edge options. Right now, there's nothing there, they're all just blank. And then I hit generate code and I click on the root node, and that should be the program pretty much as it was before. So and then let's copy and paste it over and save it and make sure that this is working. Well, that's pretty weird. I don't know why I'm getting some complete blanks. Nothing's wrong in the console. It's kind of working. So what is going on with that? Well, I won't worry about it too much because we're going to do this differently anyway in just a minute. But that's pretty weird. It's not exactly the same. Okay, so now then, let's see. The way this is working, all we want to do is change these elements into objects. So, come on. Select it, select it. I'm going to delete these edges, and I'm going to take this whole graph move this over here, and add a new node in between. Let's see. Don't really need anything there. But the point is that this edge takes me down the direction of functional belts. And then what I'm going to want to do is pretty much grab all of this. I'm going to copy it, but I want to copy it in a way that it's not grabbing the edges that are linked out, that it's linked to. So you can copy it and paste it, and it'll still be linked to the nodes. Maybe I can do an example in a second, but this button anyway copies it. And I also need some kind of feedback here because it's kind of weird. You don't know, did it copy or not? But I'll scoot over here, and then I'm going to paste it. And I guess it did not. Don't know what happened there. Okay, let me copy. I don't know what's happening. Am I getting an error or something? Inspect. No errors. Weird. This was working just yesterday. Let me see. Copy. Copying over. Look at this one. Copy. That's odd. So that seemed to have worked. Oh, it's copying them to a weird place. How did it copy them way down here? Should have been on the screen. Okay, well it's copied a bunch of times. I don't know what happened there. Oh. Come on now. Just get rid of one of these. That's this one. I copied it twice here. Okay. Let's grab whatever's there. Okay, come on. Oh, what's happening? Grab it. There we go. Minus that. Alright. Then we should probably make sure that these aren't. Okay, these aren't copied twice. That's weird. They're supposed to be positioned to generate in the center of the screen. And it was working last time I used it, which was yesterday. I don't know why it behaves like that now. But we figured it out, so now then on this side, I'm just going to add a node to connect all these things from here to here. So now this is like another branch, which will behave differently. And that way I still have everything that I did before over here in this part of the tree, and I can work with this independently if I want. And it's at the edges to visible and everything, which is just slightly annoying. I thought that I had that also. Oh, it's probably because I had this button checked while I made it or something, but I think it's supposed to match what you copy. Oh, well, that's. I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. Works out. Okay. So that's the functional. Now these will be object. Maybe I can even put something here just so that I can see on the nodes what's happening. So when I refresh now, I'll have objects or options in the checkbox. And if I uncheck this, I won't generate the code connected to that. So now then, if I generate the code, I've got to choose a root node. I need to reset that. I need to work on that so that I can still move. That's what's going on. I'm right-clicking because I'm on this little tiny laptop. This isn't where I usually do work. It's just a cheap laptop sitting next to my bed. Let's see. So, generate the code, choosing the root node here, and it's only going to have the functional version in it. Should be exactly. Oop, copied over the wrong thing. Let's not do that. How did I not have circle element line? So the elements I've got arc and blank. What happened? So in the functional version, oh no, I lost my circle element. Okay, well, let's copy this element. And I'm going to paste it. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to copy it with the links, even though I don't really want to use the links, but that way I'll know where it's gone. Because I don't know why this is showing up in weird places. Okay, and what did I copy over here? Oh, something weird happened. Well, that would explain then. Very strange. I'll just try it again, but I think that actually replaced the element, but this was not happening to me yesterday. Okay, so now it's going to go over there somewhere. Great, I guess I've got bugs in that to fix. Okay, so circle element, you're back. Here's where you fit. Now let's come up here, and oh, it got rid of the top part. Oh, what is it doing? Why would it have done that? I guess whenever we copied and pasted before. This is really strange. It's just the HTML part, so it's not a big deal. I put the script down there. So it's this part is what's inside the node. Okay. These are HTML. Then go inside. Edit that. Actually, I wonder what happens if I go back into this. Okay. Now it's not all messed up. Really sorry about this. I thought it was all working. So all this is just going to be me debugging my own program. You know what, I don't need to even worry about the layout right now. We're not going to be editing this HTML. Let's just hide that and make sure this is where we're starting. Okay, so now let's generate the code. Started here. Okay. Doing that weird thing where we're getting a lot of blinks. But like I said, we're moving on to doing this in an object-oriented way. So some of these are looking kind of right. That one's looking right. I'm not seeing spokes. Maybe it's something to do with the spokes. Well, I better not get rid of this. It gets frustrating just stumbling over something that was working yesterday. It should still be working. I know what's wrong. I was not generating anything. Oh, because I have that commented out. Okay, it's back to normal. So the idea here is that we could just preserve what we've got before and just making it an option to generate that by going down those functional elements path, and then if we need to edit this code, we could always just go back down this path and make whatever changes we want here. But as we're continuing on, we can put all the object versions of the elements over here and start working on this end. Because what's up here at the top, this is just generating the HTML, creating some global variables, and some basic drawing functions and random functions. So I think it's nice that we can just preserve everything that we've done over here, and then just plug this in and see how it's related, and then we can add all the drawing functions on this side with the draw loop and everything. So eventually, before we close the program here, we're going to want to have like a draw loop. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this, even though it's something's going wrong over here on this left branch. I don't know why we're getting blinks all over the place. Let me go back and fix this, and then I can show you whatever changed whenever I figure out what's fixed. This is just a lot of debugging this program, which I was hoping not to do. I was wanting to work on these. I guess better luck next time.